10 of the world's strangest places people call home. A 2,600-foot cliff house ranks 4th, while number 1 is a literally human pyramid today. 10th. Jalousie. At Pétionville's foothills in Port-au-Prince, a bright hill sits right near wealthy mansions. This isn't a tourist postcard, but the slum of Jalousie. It clings to Port-au-Prince's steep hillside, homes almost growing from rock. Near fault zone. High risk for quakes, mudslides. Each season, the slope gives way, dumping mud, sand, and trash. Residents fear losing homes yet 50,000 to 80,000 residents live here, carving space between danger and poverty. From afar, Jalousie's homes look like patchwork cloth, blue, pink, green, yellow walls stacking up the hills, brightly alive. In fact, homes are concrete block and tin, with no quake design or planning. Upper floors rest on lower roofs. If one loosens, collapse follows. Up close, bright walls mask poverty. Beauty versus poverty paintwork let officials claim the slums looked nicer. Beautification is skin deep. The area feels cramped. Narrow maze-like alleys and then tightly packed houses block the sky. Streets are steep steps, no cars. Kids race rooftops. Women haul water uphill hard, with few water pipes. Residents queue at public taps. Power is chaotic. Illegal hookups often spark fires. Most homes lack flush toilets. Sewage and rainwater mix, stinking. Jalousie is stacked survival housing. Residents level terraces on steep slopes. Brick walls, tin roofs, forming stacked neighborhoods in time. Roofs double as balconies. Walls touch. Lives and sounds merge. No greenery, no drainage. Just dust, trash, and air. Geographers call it where disaster and life coexist. Any downpour can turn these dense, colorful hills into mudflow in an instant. Here, poverty is everywhere always. Unemployment here is rampant. Many scrape by selling trinkets or day labor. Kids play in rubble, still barefoot on cracked concrete. Monsoon brings leaks and flooded streets, yet they cook on indoor fires. Sanitation is dire. Illness spreads. Few afford care. Trash piles on hillside. Rain washes rot down, polluting community. Many mistake Jalousie's layered colorful homes and sunlit pink walls for an art installation. Romantic? But those who walk it know. Not beauty, just a struggle against fate. Number 9. Ponce City Apartments. Ponce City Apartments were meant as upscale housing, a landmark embodying modern life and a future city ideal. No one expected Africa's once most luxurious home to turn completely unrecognizable within mere decades. Ponce City Apartments rises in Johannesburg's Hillbrow, completed 1975, a 173-meter, 54-story cylinder, once Africa's tallest apartment tower. Its design was striking. Inside is a hollow cylinder from ground to roof, called the core. Sun pours through the atrium into rooms on every floor. Then, it was hailed as a bold modernist vision. Ponce City's first tenants were apartheid-era white elites. Gazing over Johannesburg's lights spread far below, they lived an elite life up high here. But when apartheid fell, society shifted fast, and their utopia collapsed too. Wealthy residents fled downtown. Poor and migrants poured in, and mansions became the city's most dangerous area. By the 1990s, it was dubbed a vertical slum. Elevators failed, corridors went dark, doors splintered, and luxury gave way to dust, graffiti. Ponce City Apartments went from prestige to a snapshot of society's fringe. Worst was its core. Meant to bring daylight, this void became a dump for trash, waste, even bodies. Long neglected too. Reports say, at chaos, trash reached 5 stories. Stench filled the whole tower. At night, knocks, echoes, and whispers formed Johannesburg's urban legend black hole. Residents say balcony fall victims, dumped items, even bodies were swallowed and buried in that bottomless abyss. At worst, it held 10,000 residents, far above its 3,000 design. Power, water, security failed. Walls breached, rooms split into tiny rentals, crime and gangs entwine. Floors are controlled, and residents pay protection to live safe. Some call Pond City apartments a vertical prison. Outsiders won't enter. Few visit inside. Since the 21st century, efforts have been made to revive it. Once planned to convert Pond City into youth apartments and student dorms, making it landmark, but clearing trash, ousting gangs, and repairing facilities is slow and hard. The building's historic wounds remain, still controversial today for many. Number 8. Mexico's Houses of the Dead. Guanajuato, one of Mexico's prettiest cities, has rainbow houses spilling down hills like paint everywhere. Yet this romantic-looking city conceals lasting darkness. Guanajuato, on Mexico's Central Plateau, rose here in silver mining's golden age. The city lies in steep valley. Homes stack like they grew from cliffs. Yellow, pink, orange, red, teal walls intertwine. Buildings each fight neighbors for sunlight. That's why it's often called the world's most colorful city by many. They say at sunset, climb the summit and look down. The whole city becomes a moving oil painting. Even air turns warm tone. These dizzying colors aren't random. They come from Mexico's long-held faith and culture. The Day of the Dead is this city's soul. During those days, people use flowers, lanterns, and candles to welcome the king. They believe death is another existence. So color bridged life and death. Houses in bold red and yellow celebrate life, quietly question death too. Guanajuato's houses are called homes of the dead, vivid by day, but at night they watch silently. In the old quarter, tight stone alleys snake, barely passable for cars. Homes crowd so close you can chat window to window. Old folks sit by the door. Laundry hangs above, flimsy colorful walls behind. Most residents are working class. Some still live in homes rebuilt from old mine quarters. Under the city's beauty hides instability and harsh reality. Yet this messy charm defines Guanajuato alone here. Its beauty is harmony in chaos, not order. Homeowners pick their own house colors, yet an amazing balance appears. Thus, UNESCO named the city a World Heritage Site. It's now a dream place for photographers and travelers. But take away the colors, and everything looks different. Mexico has many nationwide government-built social housing complexes. Like inhabited, houses are lined up, identical in shape, spacing, and color. Each roof holds a black plastic water tank. These communities are far from downtown, with poor infrastructure and few public services or transit. Studies show 59% of homes have structural cracks. Nearly 80% have serious roof and wall water leaks. Uniform colors. Repeated shapes erase individuality. Identical homes, copied living boxes, become society's real machine. 7th. Egypt's octagon dragon. From above it blooms like perfect mechanical flower. 8 wings radiate from the core, symmetric, reflective, like a floating futuristic desert edge palace. Yet this building's beauty hides its true role. Egypt's power center, the Octagon, east of Egypt's new capital, is one of the world's largest defense complexes. Not just a government building, it's the military political command central hub. Official data says this complex has 8 outer blocks around a central core. It's precision cold. Its beauty is both solemn and cold, like a temple dedicated to power and order. This building's core is a top-secret command hall, ringed by 8 radial corridors, each to a different first-floor unit. Designers say it boosts communication, yet psychologically you still feel trapped in a huge whirlpool. Entering the central hall, eyes pull to center. Echoes ripple through the domed ceiling, as if unseen eyes watch from above. Some say the building judges people. Actually, in ancient Egyptian symbolism, octagons aren't auspicious at all. He stands for reincarnation and rebirth, with life trapped in death and cycling in bondage. Legend says priests used octagons to seal souls, never released. Some say octagon comes from Egyptian soul prisons. Rumor says on the deepest underground level lies an acoustic trap. 4 walls tilt inward, bouncing screams hundreds of times until the victim's mind fully collapses. Ancient traders or sacrifices were kept in such chambers. Their souls roamed cramped cells. Unfreed, the octagonal dragon is unsettling, clearly cut off from nearby cities. Security keeps people away. Some staff live in attached dorms. Anonymous reports say conditions starkly oppose the facade. Crammed, dull, with little daylight. To outsiders, a shining monument. To residents, a metal cage. A post said everything here is too neat. Even the air feels measured. That order reaches every tiny detail. Narrow straight halls, few corners, with elevators, cameras, and layered access. Even window openings are set at fixed angles to block outside spying. Outwardly a modern defense hub. Inwardly a closed right under ancient spells. People work, live, and eat here, but always feel a constant pressure. 6th place. Quetta. In Pakistan's southwest lies Quetta, the plateau's pearl and fruit city. Calm and lovely, ringed by mountains and orchards. Yet this city is called the most beautiful hell. Why is that? Quetta, one of the highest cities, sits at 1,680 meters. Encircled by Chiltern, Tikro, and Murdar, the city sits like a bowl, vast and alone. Its name means fortress. The terrain truly forms a natural bastion. Yet this enclosure leaves it an isolated world. Quetta produces apples, pomegranates, apricots, grapes, spring flowers scent hills. Autumn brings fruit. From afar, fields glow like a mountain tapestry. Once poised as a tourist, farm, and culture hub, it's ruled by poverty and unrest. Quetta's economy has long stalled. Balochistan is among Pakistan's poorest, with weak infrastructure and scarce public services. Education is dire. 149 schools lack power, water, toilets, and teachers. Healthcare collapses. Province's largest hospital has 800 beds, yet admits up to 10,000 daily. Trash piles up. The city makes 1,600 tons daily, clears 400, leaving heaps in corners and alleys. Airborne. Joblessness remains high, showing the city's other side. Youth find no jobs. Graduates become temps or orchard laborers. Once booming domestic trade can't sustain the city's livelihood anymore. Many live by day. Power falters. Prices soar. Homes crumble. Poverty like dust. But in Quetta, insecurity is worse than poverty. It's among the most dangerous cities in Pakistan and the world. Near Afghanistan's border, long trapped in religious and ethnic conflict, bombings, attacks, kidnappings happen. Even doctors, teachers targeted. Quetta sits on active faults. Weak buildings raise risk. Officials flag over 300 homes as unsafe. An earthquake could be catastrophic. The city seems calm, yet unstable forces simmer underground. Some say Quetta lies between heaven and hell. Blue skies, but unsafe nights. Sweet orchards, but no security. Culture, but war's shadow. Few cities match Quetta. Nature gives freely, yet life there remains brutally harsh. 5th. Moscow Institute of Computer Technology building. Ever seen a skyscraper lying down like this? In South Moscow stands a 735.8-meter building called the world's longest house. It's the Moscow Computer Technology Research Center complex. Built in Soviet 60s-70s era when electronic technology advanced swiftly, government built this Moscow Center at 125 Varshevskoy Highway for computer space research. Inspired by American skyscrapers, the architect envisioned a horizontal high-rise. This striking lying skyscraper emerged, just 6 to 7 stories tall, but 736 meters long like a 360-story tower. Outside, light gray facade and lightweight cladding runs straight along the street. From the street, the building blends into the horizon. Its look is stark, but Soviet strong. The inside of Moscow's Computer Technology Research Center is even more surprising, with 12 entrances and long, dark corridors. Walking end to end takes almost more than 10 minutes. Some joke you'd need a bus to get from this side to that. When the research center ran, engineers biked or rode e-scooters down corridors to save time. Today, parts became offices and dorms. People still live inside the giant, like on an endless street. By day, sunlight can't reach deep inside. Corridors stay dim. Lights weak by night. Long windows glow sparsely, like a snake flickering. The building's so long. What struggles inside? And upkeep and repairs are a nightmare. If heating or wiring fails, fixes mean trekking long pipes. Residents say this building breeds a crushing loneliness for everyone inside. With so many entrances, neighbors barely meet, and there's no real community. Footsteps echo in empty halls, and winter wind makes it colder. From outside, it may seem odd, even scary. Gray-white walls peel, ads show. The entrance frame rusts. Snow season. Frost coats building. Like frozen shit, drone footage sweeps the building's straight spine. People can't believe it isn't a highway. Yet this lying skyscraper stays a Moscow landmark. He reminds us of a grand, rational age. Fourth, Sichuan Cliff Village. Hard to imagine. In southwest China's rugged peaks, a village clings to a cliff as if it grew there. Actually, in Jiaoju County, Sichuan, called Cliff Village, perched on Meigu River Canyon cliffs. 1,400 meters up, it drops nearly 800 meters. Floating in mist, from afar, Cliff Village houses look rooted to cliffs, stacked in rocky tiers, not flat land, but a slanted rock terrace above sheer gorges. In mist, homes, river, fields flicker like a floating mirage in midair. Yet behind village beauty are ages of isolation, hardship. In the past, the village's only route was 17 vine ladders hanging on cliffs. Each vine endured the wind and rain. Every sway was a test of life. Steel pipes replaced rattan. A 2,556-step ladder made it safer. Yet climb still takes over 2 hours. Around 72 families live here, their homes built against the cliffs. Made of mud and wood, with stone-weighted roofs. The houses look worn but are sturdy. People here are used to living on the cliffs. Work at sunrise, rest at sunset. Villagers grow corn peppers, small. Rocky plots require caution. One misstep could mean a fall into the abyss. Most striking is how children get to school. Kids once climbed rattan ladders to school, roped and guided by adults. Each trip took nearly 2 hours. Slippery, narrow road sways in wind. One slip means danger. Here in Sichuan's contiguous poor belt, over 70% of land is hillside. Nearly half is 30 to 50 degrees steep. Signals were poor. Villagers searched for reception. Goods were hard to move. Supplies were carried up. Harsh conditions restrict school and care, making poverty escape hard. Yet Cliff Village has hope. Since 2016, photos of rattan ladders stunned the world. They stepped in, built steel stairs, launched relocation aid. Some villagers moved to new foothill homes. Others stayed uphill, rowing the tourism trade. Steel ladder is a landmark, drawing tourists to explore and take photos. Villagers sell goods, run homestays. Still, old memories stay etched on this cliff. Ashulayer Village is a marvel, and also a testament to humanity's stubborn survival. At nearly 800 meters, he saw life's toughness. Third, Osaka Stadium. Osaka Stadium once roared with thousands of baseball fans. Yet one day it suddenly became a quiet residential district. The stadium began as a brick tobacco factory, bombed ruins in World War II. On September 12, 1950, hope returned here as Osaka Stadium opened, seating 32,000. Designed by renowned Japanese architect Junzo Itakura, it symbolized post-war rebirth and Osaka citizens' spiritual heart. This place has hosted 2 top global concerts by Madonna and Michael Jackson. It's also home to the Nankai Hawks, where fans cheers, and the games fill the city with energy and passion. Glory fades. In 1988, Nankai Hawks moved to Fukuoka. Osaka Stadium lost its soul. The stadium stood empty at city center. Huge stands no longer echoed cheers. In silence, an unseen change began. In 1991, this place was leased for the Housing Expo show. Within months, the stadium grass turned to roads. Outfield became blocks, with villas, parking, lawns, and gardens neatly set. The houses were neat, cars out front, streetlights on, as if people still lived there. Up close, windows shut, nobody inside, not even Dr. Liang. Chilling stillness. Stands remain. Fans stop watching games, staring at an illusion-filled housing world. Many, seeing the photos first, assumed it was a bought villa enclave after the team moved, a city-forgotten compound. Actually, these houses were display models. Nobody ever lived here. Developers showcased trendy Western home models at midfield, pitching them as the ideal dwelling for Japanese families. Yet seeing those model homes set at the heart of a vacant stadium felt truly eerie. Some said Osaka Stadium then almost resembled an upside-down dream. He went from crowds' cheers to city built for living, yet empty. Koji Nakata captured it. Stands like mountains, grass like streets, houses like sets, eerily still. A mismatch of building and reality. A home shell stayed, but life was gone. The experiment lasted just years. Osaka Stadium shut for good in 1998 and was demolished in 2000. Its site is Nimba Parks, an office shopping complex. The dreamy neighborhood's illusions and romance faded in redevelopment. Second place, Kowloon Walled City. It started in Qing times as a modest military fort guarding shipping routes and borders. No one imagined that centuries later, this place would become lawless, chaotic, absurd, yet somehow shelter tens of thousands of lives. Kowloon Walled City was in northeast Kowloon, Hong Kong, once a vague border area, seated in the late 1800s, left under nominal Chinese rule but actually ungoverned. Because of this blur, thousands of refugees, workers, and the homeless gathered again, starting to build upward on cramped land. By the 1980s, 2.6 hectares held up to 60,000 people, over 1.2 million per km2, making it the most crowded place on Earth. Inside the walled city, homes were suffocatingly cramped, about 40 square feet per household, barely enough room to stretch out. Buildings are packed tight. Alleys fit just one person. Sunlight can't get through, and residents see only a sliver of sky above. Stagnant air and damp made walls seep and mold year-round. Wires dangled like vines. Plastic pipes dripped in darkness. Yet in hellscape, people formed self-rule society. Dentists, barbers, snacks, grocers, even schools. Rooftops became kids' playgrounds and laundry lines, and residents' only spot for fresh air. At dusk, dim yellow window lights form a vast beehive, faintly alive. Kowloon Walled City's chaos also gave birth to more deep darkness. Long beyond both Chinese and British law, this place became a truly paradise for criminals. In the 1950s-60s, 14K and Sun Yeon ruled again, running illegal dens. Outsiders stayed away. Police entered only in packs. Residents survived in fear, relying on each other. Sanitation was terrible. Old pipes, piles of trash, foul smells. It had few drains or firefighting gear. Any blaze could be disastrous there. Wood planks and sheets were slapped between floors, so chaotic even residents can't tell what's legal. Each downpour, sewage cascades down the stairs with grease, trash, and scraps. Still, many residents cherish it here. Rent is rock bottom, even cheaper than Hong Kong's poorest public housing. For war fugitives or the homeless, it's shabby but safe. With Hong Kong's modernization, demolition began in 1993 and finished in 1994. The airtight concrete forest became dust. Now it's Kowloon Walled City Park, a tidy, quiet green space where the former madness seems unimaginable. Number 1. Bolivia's cliffside microbuildings. On the high plateau, a heart-stopping spot where homes shockingly cling right to the cliff edge. These cliffside micro-towers look like they could fall at any moment. Homes hug near vertical cliffs. No room behind. One misstep plunges tens or hundreds of meters. These micro-towers are in Bolivia, on the edge of the Andes Plateau. The land is soft, with cliffs of weathered clay and sand. Unbelievably, bright blue, red, and green homes stand on this harsh ground. Tin roofs glitter, yet betray fragility. From afar, houses seem floating blocks. A small quake or hard rain could drop them. Most shocking, not empty ruins, but real homes here. Inside, Some cook, wash, mind kids. Others hold rites. Many Amara shamans call these houses gifted places and daily burn incense, pray, and divine there. They trust Earth to shield them from disaster. Despite cracks, they won't leave. However, geologists warn, near vertical cliff, loose soil cannot bear any load safely. As climate change intensifies, heavy rain weakens cliffs. Any storm could be the last. In 2024, heavy rain triggered mudslides, collapsing homes and injuring many people. Despite repeated evacuation orders, many stay, saying, "We've nowhere to go." These tiny units expose urban poverty's harshest face to one of Bolivia's poorest cities. Many families can't afford safe land, so they only build makeshift homes on cliff edges today. Bricks, scrap, and old boards were their main supplies. No surveys, no guardrails. Back steps might drop into a void. Taller houses meant greater risk, often only so one more child had somewhere to sleep there. Many shamans still perform old rites here. Flags stand outside, prayers on walls. Mother Earth protects us. They burn coca leaves, chant old words to calm Earth spirits. These towers are home and faith, land tied to their ancestors. To leave here means severing their cultural roots. Well, that's all for this video. Which of today's 10 most unbelievable human settlements impressed you most? Please share your pick in the comments.